Thursday. Like, absolutely, how crazy is it that just, 2 weeks ago, it was incredibly snowy and gross and cold, really freezing. And then now it's absolutely beautiful, and I guess it's supposed to be like 20 degrees out. So I think it's absolutely wild. So I'm stoked on this day. So if you're just tuning in, if you're just clicking in, I see that everything in the newsroom is a go here. Like once again, I'm Megan. I am the Wellness Umbrella. I come to you every Thursday morning at 10 a.m., sometimes 10:15, sometimes 10:30, depends on the show, the day, and who I have in with me. Some Thursdays I turn into the Wellness Mamas, and I have Jocelyn from Fernie. She jumps in with me. If you are watching this live from the Facebook stream on Jess FM. I am working with a new computer, so I think that the screen's a little bit fuzzy. So if I look super bright, it's because my camera isn't so good on this one. But we're rocking and rolling today, so we're just gonna go for it. I'm in the nine for the last couple of weeks. Last week I got this horrible cough. I was coughing like crazy. Hopefully I can make it through this whole little show without hacking up. And then the week before that, I honestly didn't know what I was going to talk about. Like sometimes I know dead on what I'm going to talk about, and that week I didn't know what I was going to talk about. So um, I I enjoyed the break. I really, really did. It was nice. I'm not gonna lie, because I was able to kind of just reflect on a lot of things, and what I wanted to bring to the show, and what I wanted to do with the show. And Just FM has this amazing, unique opportunity where we can talk to people from all over the world. It's so super cool. So, while I was kind of pondering in a plan, I've come up with this amazing new show. It's called The Woman's Corner. Ba, ba, ba. I'm so excited. I have reached out to just over 10 women from all over, and we're going to be talking about everything and all things. I've got um, like at least 10 different subjects will be talked about, all for like empowering and inspiring other women to go out there and not be afraid to do their thing. So I'll have more information for you on that. And today, the people spoke, should I say? And I've got some requests to talk about oils for injury, because natural health is a huge thing right now. We are also in the time of year where a lot of injuries occur, other than winter. Winter is the one of the major injury occurring. Is because all of a sudden it's so nice out. We can go do things. You know, you got your rollerblades, bikes, you've got skateboards and longboards, running and walking, and so this is definitely the time that you get a lot of injuries and a lot of soreness. So I think we are at an awesome time to talk about some how to keep your body well and healthy, and maintain it and keep going all throughout summer, so that you don't end up on crutches. That would suck. It would suck if you ended up on crutches right at the beginning of the year, right? Yeah. So I talked about this before. I had a little class maybe a couple months ago for oils on injury, and it was kind of different. I had 3 days to do it, so I broke it down in a way that everybody could kind of get a little bits of it without feeling overwhelmed. So um, now I don't have 3 classes to do it with, and there's a span of information that I can talk to you guys about. So I'm going to talk to you about the basics, and then one oil instead of 3 different oils, and hopefully that will help retain any information on what I'm going to say. So if you're tuning in, guys, I'm Megan, Wellness Umbrella, and I'm talking about how to maintain your body so that you don't end up on crutches at the beginning of the year. So we are made up of muscle. That's pretty obvious. Everything has a muscle. It's just different forms. Um, and so a muscle, to break it down, is a band of fibers. So it's just a big band of fibers just kind of wrapped around each other. And then just have the ability to like move your arms and help you contort and move, and they grow. It's like you're a baby, and then you just grow. Like muscles are amazing. We have 3 types of muscles. Okay, so we have the Skeletor, the cardiac, and the smooth. The Skeletor helps you move, so that's your shoulder movements, your finger movements, your toes movements, all those little micro movements with your bones. You have the cardiac. Sorry, guys, I have a horrible pronunciation. It can contracts and pumps blood, so that's like your heart. Okay, those are those muscles that pump blood um, throughout your body. And if you actually didn't, this can happen in surgery. It's very, very rare, very, very weird. You actually can lose blood flow to your legs, and it's very, very, very painful. So people who wake up and have this happening, they are in intense pain right away, and that's usually doctor's number one is, okay, what's going on with blood flow? If it's left too long, you can actually lose your legs. So your the muscles and your blood flow and all of that is so heavily important. um and then you have your smooth, and it's just like the smooth pieces, and it's like around your stomach and it's around your bladder. It's those like muscle fibers that protect your organs. We have five major muscle groups. Okay, so we have your heart, your masseter, your soleus, your glutes, and your uterus. Those are five major muscle groups. And as weird as it is, you can massage every single one of them through your feet. You probably heard me talk about this before. I love using the feet for different parts of your body because you really can just massage everything through your feet. You can make somebody fart by touching your feet. It's so weird. Okay, so five major muscle groups there. Um, you can get a muscle issue or muscle tear, muscle break from kind of like doing anything. And they're all in different degrees of pain and treatment and all of that. So to really, like I said, guys, to really like break it down, I broke it down into three different muscle issues that you can get. So remember, we have three major muscles, we have five major muscles, okay? And then now we're moving into three different ways or things that can happen with your muscles. And these are also the most common. And for most of us, or I should say all of us, we've all experienced this at some point. So it's good to know these. Excuse me. So a muscle spasm, it's guaranteed you guys have probably felt this. So a muscle spasm is when there is a quick, intense pulsing pain in a section of your body where you feel like you can't stretch that specific part of your body. So the most common place to get it is in your legs, mainly because it's one of the biggest muscle groups. So it's like intense muscle pain that just pulses really, really quick. That's a muscle spasm. And it can be, this can happen at any time. Just getting off the couch too quick, or not stretching enough, not eating enough dairy, not getting enough water, not getting enough potassium. Um, Not stretching, I think I already said that, but all those things can increase the chances of getting a muscle spasm, and they are the worst. And if you have no idea what I'm like talking about, guys, go up on YouTube and type in muscle spasm, and you'll see some really intense muscle spasm, and hurt. They hurt, guys. So muscle spasm. You can also get one in your tongue. As weird as that sounds, you use your tongue every single day. It's a muscle. But you can actually get a muscle spasm in your tongue. I got one when my tongue got pierced. It was the only feeling I had through that whole entire appointment. And all of a sudden my tongue was just like, and then it just relaxed. It was right when I got my tongue pierced. And I took my tongue piercing out before I had my kids. So I do not have it anymore, but I still have a scar. So that's a muscle spasm. We also have muscle strains, and these are also strains and tears. So these ones are ones where you kind of just like fluctuate between you're okay, you just got to take some time off the gym or whatever activity, all the way to you're going to physio, you're relearning how to walk kind of strain and tear. I've had both in both degrees, and they both are horrible. I actually would rather get a muscle spasm than a muscle tear. So let's bring it back a little bit here so that all of this makes a little bit more sense. So if you're watching this live, and I'm recording this on my phone too, so I can place it out nicely. I think I might delete the live one and pull up, because just, I don't know, the screen on my computer is really weird. So if you're watching this, it might be a little bit easier to understand than on the radio, but hope you can follow along. So your muscle is created kind of like stacks of fiber on top of each other, and they just pile up and pile up. So when it comes to your muscles growing, your muscles have to tear to some degree. And that's where that soreness comes in, that feeling that you can't really move. That's your muscles that have torn and now they're building back together. Basically, anything in our body rebuilds in some form or some way. It's absolutely insane to think that, right? Um, so as your as your fibers tear with your muscle, then they rebuild and they rebuild stronger. And then they tear again and they rebuild and they tear again and rebuild. And that is that muscle look that you see in with people who work out. That definition. And then you can go into so many different kinds of fitness routines to get the certain looks that you want. But that's how you build muscle, is that your muscle has to do some sort of tear to build again. So when it comes to muscle strain and muscle tear, we're not talking about the soreness that you get from the gym. We are talking about a complete injury, and this injury can happen more in intense workouts, running, kickboxing for sure, swimming, lifting weights. So it's not as in, you could get it walking. You probably have to, I don't know, twist your ankle in some sort of degree to get that whole ricochet up your leg. So, um, what happens when it when it tears is that it tears kind of like off the just kind of tears off to the point of where it's going to rebuild. It's just going to take a longer time. So for a person who is hitting the gym, if you have like a muscle tear, you can go back to the gym. You know, you feel it, but it's not intense. But for this kind of muscle tear, your whole muscle is popping off, and now you have to do proper exercises, proper realignment routines. That's where that physiotherapy comes in, to help reattach that muscle to help it grow. And when this happens, your muscle does decrease in size a bit. So same with like breaking your arm, you know, it's like you broke your left arm, your right arm stronger, and vice versa. Those are definitely different things that you can do to help decrease the chance of this happening. And this is just basically eating your proper food. Again, your food and your muscles go hand in hand. And it's also about doing your proper warm-ups and your cool downs before you work out. You got to do it. And I don't know why. Sometimes I see people just come right into the gym, and I don't know, maybe they worked out before and they head straight to the squat rack. And I'm like, oh no. Like I'm just like waiting for it to happen, waiting for an accident to happen. Okay, the third one is called a muscle knot. Again, this comes in very, very different forms, but we all have knots. We actually have these little balls that are collected in our body, and they kind of just move around. I have one right on my neck. I move it around. Sometimes it travels to the other side of my neck. It's really weird. So a muscle knot, what I'm talking about, not the human knot, is just a ball of muscle that kind of just got scrumpled together. Um, and then just creates a pain, like it just tweaks and it hurts. You might feel your most common ones right in your neck. We carry a lot of stress in our shoulders, so you can kind of just dig around in anyone, and everyone has these. Okay, I have one again. I got one from my workout the other day. These ones are really easy to work out yourselves. Just using your fingers, you can go get a massage done, acupuncture, cupping, all of that will help decrease a knot. And because it's just the most common one to do, the best way to decrease the chances of getting them, even though you're going to get one, it doesn't matter. It's just making that you're doing enough stretching, and drinking enough, getting enough calcium in. Okay, calcium in your muscles. If you're a runner, drinking chocolate milk or eating banana right after your run will also help decrease muscle spasm, muscle knots, or muscle strains. So, whoa. I'm just going to take a drink here. Mm. So, this whole muscle talk is broken down so much. I did this whole muscle blurb in one day in a class. I had a whole hour to do it. So I'm really, really just tossing it out there, and it's coming at you hot and fresh and fast. So watch this over again, reach out. There's so much information when it goes into this stuff, but I only have a half an hour with you guys, and I feel like a half an hour is all you need of me. So that's breaking down your muscles into groups, into different kind of types of injuries. Now we're going to go into oil that can help you, and there's lots of different kinds out there, guys. People have asked me, like, how can you be so sure of this, that this is the one? I have been moving my body since I could figure out how to run. I was in dance very, very early, every kind of sport, javelin actually ruined my rotator's cuff, so I can't throw a javelin properly anymore. Sometimes I can't even throw a ball properly anymore just because I ruined my rotator's cuff. I've had knee problems. I was told I was supposed to get knee replacements by the time I was 30. I'm 27. I'll be 27 pretty quick here. Of course, I had to really condense how much activity I did. So I gave up a lot of stuff just so that I didn't have to get knee replacements. I have scoliosis. My elbows are dislocated. Like, guys, I got it all. My body is literally a walking human experiment. When I go get physio, I have all the doctors looking at me because they're like, what is going on here? So I've tried lots of different kind of treatments and oils and whatnot. And so I know when I found this, I knew this worked because of my long history of being a walking human experiment. So this is my favorite one. It's called Heli Serum. It's from the Datura line. It is an intense, almost like a fire. It's a fire in your muscle release. Oh, it feels so good. So this is one of the main ingredients in the Deep Blue, which I've talked about before, that I have and I love. But this is like straight for real. It's so good. And if you are on my video, like if you're watching the video of it, um, that's it right there. Okay, so I like to put this on in a few different ways. I have my little container. I usually just fill it up with lotion and I take it over with me, or I have like a roller and I just put it on my neck. So Heli Serum is a fast pain relief, and it reduces inflammation. And if you have ever felt like a fire burn in like your bones or whatnot, and it kind of like a swell, maybe it turns red, that's that. And it's really common in people who have joint pain or joint issues and all that stuff. So it's really, really horrible. And then it also, the neat thing about this guy is that it stimulates cellular growth. So it helps grow your muscle faster, so that you can build muscle faster, basically. So it heals the muscle faster, it can grow the muscle faster, right? So remember when I was talking about how your muscle like tears away and comes back and tears away and comes back? This little bugger goes into the muscle, it stimulates that cell regrowth, and it patches it together faster so you're less sore. So this is why I absolutely love it. And it also prevents bruising and blood clots, and it relieves toxins from your body. So this is why I seriously love this guy. And it's pretty strong, and it's not the greatest smell. So I usually just use a couple of drops. I put in my lotions and I just rub it in. It is amazing. And I like I said, I'm I'm a walking muscle experiment. And I get pain all the time, and I don't know if anybody has like chronic pain. I have chronic pain in my hips. I kind of ruined my right hip a few months ago, and when I get my flare ups, I just use this guy, and it's absolutely amazing. So you don't have to be in so much pain to use this. But it's kind of definitely safe, but it's kind of fiery, you guys. So that's that. And if you want to connect this guy to any of those three muscle groups I was talking about, so remember when I was describing the strain and the pull tear, and then the full tear where your muscle fully comes off. Um, if that's you, again, it just realigns it faster. For knots, it's sorry, for knots, again, it's going to suit that much faster. So if you work at an office desk, this is definitely for the office people. And I would say you're crunched up. I talked about this on my core talk. I have a few more minutes, guys, so I'm on time here. We're going to go off topic, on topic. So I talked about the core of, it's called it core education. So your entire core bats from the stomach into the front, and you have muscle groups in your core that do different things for the inside of your body. So there's actually a muscle in your core that protects your spine from the inside, and this is incredibly damaging to anybody who works in the office at an office desk, because you're not doing a lot of activities to engage the core, and a lot of the times, again, if you're watching this, you end up slumped over, and it can just really damage your spine. Um, so if you are an office person, I would use the oil to help relieve any of that pain. My mom has a lot of pain from typing all day. You're living up into your shoulders. Um, and then again, for anybody else. So like I for that, you really can just like massage it into your core as well. So off topic, on topic, but your muscles are so important. You got to know them. Um, okay, I think my throat, excuse me, I think my throat has had its limit today of nonstop talking. So that was me. Again, I kind of just threw a lot of information at you right away. And I did this class before, and I had 3 hours to get through all of this. So this was just a compact mini. I'm gonna have lots of more fun things coming up for you guys over the next bit. I think until I launch my new project for the show for Jess FM, I might be here and there with my own show, just because I'm pouring my heart and soul into this one. So I might not be on next week, just so that I can kind of make sure I know exactly what I say, because I want to teach you guys. I want to talk like actually like want to be here. All right, guys. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. And if you learned anything today about my talk, is learn your body so that you can oh, give me 1 second, Lisa. Learn your body so that you can continue it all the way out through the summer. Lisa, I will definitely message you the correct spelling, but it's called Helichrum. HELICHRUSUM. Maybe I'll just type it in right here real quick. So HELICHRYSUM. Coming at ya, Lisa. There we go. So I just put it up. This is what it's called. If you're watching this is just the 5 little milliliter bottle. Okay, you can get a bigger one. And you don't need a lot. I use about 2 drops into this, the little container. I fill it up with lotion and just use like 2 drops in it, and it just works super great. And then I take it everywhere with me. Lisa, no problem. And if you want any more information, just let me know, and I can let you know. But be careful, Lisa. It is a little bit fiery. So if you need to first try diluting it, use lotion. Don't put it right against your skin, and then wash your hands right afterwards so that it doesn't like touch your eye or anything like that. Okay, guys. That was me today. I hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday, and maybe see you next week, but I'll definitely see you in the week afterwards. Ciao.